This is going to be our winners finals match between Clan and Cake. Cake just defeating Why So Serious in the first round, first match of the event. The second match is going to be on Fight over Fernfeld. Let's see if Clan can put up a little more of a fight, but first, let's look at the ship builds. From Red Team Clan, we have the What Am Clans, piloted by Steaming Noodle. It is a Hwachafish with left side light carronade, right side Gatling gun. Their ally, the Charles Mingus, it is a Mobula, piloted by Nietzsche's Mustache. They have a center Hades, outer wing Artemis, and a Gat light flak for the close range. Their opponents, Cake, piloting the Empress, we have Inkjet, heavy flak Spire, forward facing Mercury field gun, left side mine launcher, right side Gatling gun. And their ally, the SS Internal Bleeding, still going with that dual Mercury Pyramidion. Left side Banshee and flare gun, piloted by Tiberius III. Interesting that bringing this dual Merc build, they still are choosing to have a gunner. You know, I feel like conventional wisdom is that charged is the only ammo type that you really need for the Mercury, so I'm not sure why they have that gunner on that build, but I guess that's just how they roll. They like to have gunners, I suppose. What Am Clans? So What Am Clans being the only exclusively short-range ship in this game, all the other ship builds have some nice sniper weapons. So the What Am Clans is going to be the one that has to close the distance here. And I'm actually surprised that blue team is moving towards center map, because they know that red is lurking in this little enclave. So it would probably be in their best interest, since they do have those. They have 3 mercs between the 2 ships, to put as much distance as possible between them and the red team. And in fact, this looks like this is the red team's realizing that blue is going to back off. So the What Am Clans is taking this opportunity to move in. Watch is going to be taken down by the Mercury. But if they can time it well, this rebuild, they might get a good shot off on the Empress. And then they can maybe get something done. Charles Mingus a little far back. They do get the rebuild. They get a nice Watcher. They're actually taking down all the weapons of the Empress, so they have an opportunity here. They're going to Hydro up. It looks like they need to dodge. They're afraid of the internal bleeding. Is red team going to double team the Pyramidion? What Am Clan's whole armor's going down. Charles Mingus engaging close range. Here comes the Gatling gun. Light flak a little early. The whole armor was not actually down yet, but Gatling coming in, Hades coming in, light flak coming in, Watcha. Oh, internal bleeding, just barely staying alive. Their balloon's burning out too, which might actually work in their favor because they could duck down a bit, but as soon as their whole armor on the internal bleeding goes down, that's going to be it for them, and the Empress is going to be in a bad spot. We get a nice mallet hit for the internal bleeding, keeping them alive just a little bit longer, and they go down. Just those Mobulas. You know, Mobulas are good sniping ships, but they can put out a lot of firepower at close range. Now the Empress is left all alone. What Am Clans preemptively turned back towards the Spire, so they're already closing distance, and you actually see my camera getting stuck on the edge of the map. So the Empress has nowhere to run, and we're actually going to get a nice ram here. Although the Emperor's not actually taking much damage from that. The whole armor does go down with the assistance of the Gatling gun on the red goldfish, but they've done a good job staying alive, which is really all they can do with all their guns being down. Internal bleeding has respawned. Yeah, those mercs, you know, those mercs are really nice at the long range, but, you know, not so great at this distance. Empress backing into just the very corner of the map. Like, there's literally nowhere they could go at that point. Now the internal bleeding is basically dead. Gatling gun from the Charles Mingus. We'll see if the What Am Clans decides to hold their Watch Volley for the armor break, or if they have to let it loose. Looks like they're gonna hold, and Watch comes out and just obliterates that blue Pyramidion. Like the blue team, they need to find a spot where they need to. Okay, that's a nice spawn from the Empress. Very far north. Pyramidion will soon join them. They need to have, so the dual merc Pyramidion. We saw that in the last game. It worked very well for Cake, but the dual merc Pyramidion is a build that is designed to pick away at a target. It does not get fast kills. It gets very slow kills. It's okay at disabling weapons, but not as good as the Artemis, not as good as the Hwacha. So the red team has the advantage in killing power. They have the advantage in disable power. The only advantage that blue team really has with the internal bleeding is if they can get a very long range engagement where they can just slowly pick away at the red ships as they're charging. That's really that's how they need to play to their ship build strengths, particularly that dual merc Pyramidion. Actually, what Charles Mingus has a Hades. Okay. Yeah, and potentially with some fortuitous heavy flak shots from the Empress, that could maybe net blue some kills, but heavy flak is one of those really high variance weapons that sometimes is just godly. Like when you just get some nice well-timed shots, and you can just blow up a ship in 1 or 2 hits, depending on the ammunition. But if that perfect timing is not there, the heavy flak just kind of does nothing. Right? It's like the surgical kill weapon. And particularly if your team is in a losing position, the heavy flak's not going to do anything because it only does damage if the target's hull armor's down. So if you're not getting, not knocking out the enemy team's hull armor, the heavy flak's basically useless. And now the internal bleeding, this is not what they want. They don't want a close range fight. You know, on top of everything else I said, the mercs have really poor arcs, so a lot of the time you're not even going to be able to shoot those Mercuries at this range, and they're trying to duck down, they're trying to dive under the Mobula, but the Mobula is going to be able to keep up with their vertical descension and keep those Gatling on them, keep the light flak on them, and 1 light flak is all it's going to take at this point. And the Empress is in a bad spot. The positioning from the blue team is not fantastic here. Like, I don't know why the Pyramidion was that far forward, and the Empress has kind of somehow boxed themselves into this canyon. They're gonna try to ramp it over this rock wall, but that's gonna halt their momentum and let the What M clans catch up and get a nice ram. And it's also gonna knock them up in the air. So before they were kind of screened out from the Charles Mingus, but now there's a height ceiling. Charles Mingus has a clear shot at the Empress, and they're just gonna put in so much damage. Just, oh god, Mobulas, man. Why are Mobulas so good? Muse, please nerf. But just another dominating one-sided match. This time not in favor of Cake, going to What Am Clans. Not What Am Clans. Clan is the name of the team. Clan will be moving on to the Grand Finals. Cake will be dropping down to Losers Finals, where they will face Why So Serious.